If I've been taught anything by both the relationships and technology in my life, it's that I'm terrible at fixing things, but I can fix your boring guitar playing. How do I know your guitar playing is boring? Because you're watching a YouTube video instead of practicing guitar, so I know it's boring. And we're gonna start by taking the open chords that you know and love that are just kind of lame and boring. And we're gonna add a new chord into the mix, right? So we're doing the chords in the key of C, rocking the D'Angelico out. Check it out, affiliate link in the description if you're nasty. But it's like, all right, we have these 6 main chords in the key of C, right? And you can only really mix and match them up so many ways. C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor. Maybe if you're amazing, you got that little B half diminished in there, back to C. But we're gonna add that B chord with some context with these new beautiful chords that will all of a sudden fix your terribly boring guitar playing. You like how I insult you as I go up the neck? It's my new thing. I've tried being a nice guy, hasn't been working recently. So now it's pure tough love and insults here, all right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna focus on the center 4 strings of the guitar. Instead of playing C major to D minor, we're gonna be in the key of C, by the way, the key of the bourgeoisie, as we discovered in the last video. But yeah, so C major 7 is your first trip into fixing yourself and maybe your relationships and technology. In fact, I'm just gonna play 2 chords, C major 7 to D minor 9. Right? Let's just focus on that. And then we'll talk about just fixing things, all right? So C major 7, 3A, 5D, 4G, 5B, okay? A really cool pivot here is keep your pinky where it is, and then go to this chord right here. This is D minor, 9, 5A, 3D, 5G, and B. Right? So even here, listen to the difference. C to D. Or so much more relaxing, pleasant. In fact, I'm just gonna list the things in my life that are broken while I'm playing these. Off the top of my head, my garage door opener on my car, my Vitamix, all the Apple devices that I own. It doesn't matter how much I pay for them, they don't work. Most of my plugin authorizations. Oh, let's keep going. Oh, I like this, right? What's this? This is the E minor 7 chord. And this is gonna be the important one that I want you to remember. This is what I want you to focus. If you don't take anything else away from this lesson, take this guy right here, okay? Because I mean, look at it. First of all, it looks fancy. You've already fixed your shame because you've contorted your hand into this position right here. Middle finger's grabbing the E on the A string, 7th fret. Pointer finger's grabbing his minor 3rd, 5th fret on the D string. Ring finger's grabbing the 7th fret on the G string. Kind of like that D minor 9. You can go 2 frets higher and then have your pinky go 1 fret higher. So now it's 7, 5, 7, 8. Whatever your middle finger is touching, that is the root note of a minor 7 chord voicing, which is going to come in handy in just a few chords, right? But first, let's think about this. Now again, you could use a major or a minor 9 here, just like the D, but that sounds good, but technically this note right here is an F sharp, and that's not in the key of C. So I don't want that to deter you from using it, but technically if we want to stay in the same key, we're going to use this as an E minor 7 chord voicing. Beautiful right there. Great, so we've got C major 7, D minor 9, same shape, 2 frets higher with your pinky extended 1 fret, and then this is one of my favorites, F major 7, the 4 chord in the key, right? So now we've got, your middle finger is on the 8th fret, the F on the A string, pointer finger 7th fret of the D string, ring finger, or your pinky is going to grab the major 7, which is the 9th fret of the G string, and your ring finger is going to grab the 8th fret of the B string. Major 9 is the 4 chord, one of my all-time favorite chord moves right here. F, or you tell me, you be the judge, come on. So much better, right? So this transition from E minor 7 to F major 9, right there, that could be its own progression. How much different does that sound than F, E? Right? Really some cool new things that you can experiment here. And then we're going to go to the G chord, the next chord, the 5 chord in this key. We got this G. It's a dominant chord, dominant 9 chord voicing, we call this, right? Middle finger on the G on the A string, which is 10th fret. Pointer finger is going to grab the 9th fret on the D string, and then your ring and pinky are going to grab the 10th fret on the G and the B string. So if you think about it, these really play off each other really well. So here's F major 9 to G dominant 9. It's the exact same thing, except if we take this note and jam it back here, you end up with that chord voicing. So it tells you the difference between the 4 chord and the 5 chord. The 5 chord has a flat 7, and the 4 chord has a major 7, all right? So there's the G chord. Now if we go from the beginning, we got C, major 7, D, minor 9, E, minor 7, F, major 9, G, dominant 9, A, here's the next one. It's a lot easier down the fret. Stay with us, we're almost getting to that special B chord thing that I was talking about, right? By the way, sign up for my Patreon if you want to learn more. Painstakingly helpful. Can something be painstakingly helpful? It's so helpful it's causing you pain. Well, my Patreon does that. It's painful and helpful at the same time. That's kind of my go-to thing. You know what I mean? That which brings us back to the relationships in my life. And my Vitamix. A minor 9. Here we go. Right? 12 on the A string, the octave A, and the same shape we did for the D chord. Alright? Right there. This is D minor to A minor. You kidding me? D minor. D minor. How could you ever go back to D minor triads and A minor triads after this fire guitar lesson? Are you guys ready for it? Are you ready to get the B in the game? How many people, raise your hand out there if you've ever used a B anything in a chord progression in the key of C. I'll wait. Nobody has. Maybe you've tried to like sneak that minor 7 flat 5 in between something, right? How's that you've never used it before? Guess what? You can use a B minor 7 in this key, and some people will be like, huh, B minor 7 in the key of C? What about the perfect 5th interval? Are you a fool, Sean? Are you an idiot? No. Let's go back to that E minor 7 chord voicing right here. If we look at the notes in this, we have a root note E, we have its minor 3rd to give it a minor class, we have its minor 7 here, so we have a 1, flat 3, flat 7, and then right here we have the octave of the minor 3rd. Where's the 5th at, huh? You didn't complain about the E minor 7, you weren't like, hey Sean, where's the perfect 5th of E? Because we all know it's in there. Guess what? You can imply the 5th. You don't need the 5th to make a chord. So, on a B chord, you can add this kind of shell voicing, I guess, of a B minor 7 chord voicing in a couple different places. And it actually counts as like the 7 chord in this key, all right? So first we'll do it in the higher register. So again, it's the same shape from that E, but it's a little easier because you can go all the way down into the 14th fret where the B octave B is, 12th fret, where the D is, it's minor 3rd, there's a minor 7, and then your pinky's grabbing the 15th fret on the B string. Super pretty, right? Because we don't have that flat 5 interval, which technically would be in B's chord, but we can kind of make it prettier by adding this into the game. So we're going to call this a B minor 7, even though it's not a true full B minor 7, or or implying the fifth, but this like as a life lesson, when you imply something, like when I'm signing up for my health insurance and I'm implying that I make less money than I actually do, that could get me in trouble. I could go to jail, allegedly, for that. You're not gonna get in trouble here because you're just implying pure fun. So the lower octave of this, I think, is what's really helpful. And that's gonna be this chord voicing right here. So 2A, open D now, 2G, and 3B. Again, this is the same chord as this, just the octave lower. So this is gonna be the new guy that you can sneak into any of your key of C stuff. Even if you're doing open chords, C, right? Even that right there, that's a little less basic. You've just fixed something right there, and it's actually a lot easier to play. In fact, I'll do this chord as a replacement for B minor chords in different keys, because again, this B minor chord can be a bar chord most times. A lot easier to play, just doing it that way. So let's do a chord scale. Let's start on B. Let's just get crazy, right? We don't have to start on the one chord all the time. Here's the B, minor 7, C major 7, D minor 9, E minor 7, F major 9, G dominant 9, A minor 9, up to B. I'm just playing the 4 strings in the middle. So all of a sudden right there, that sounds like a beautiful chord progression if you ask me, and that's just a chord scale. So just imagine the fun that you could have if you actually move these around. I'm a big fan of moving like chord voicings to different root notes. That's why if it was a piece of music as stunningly complex as a Sean Daniel original, maybe I would actually take the 2 chord to the 3 chord. Right? Technically, that 2 to the 3 shouldn't use that minor 9 chord, but guess what? I don't play by the rules. That's how I ended up breaking my garage door opener, because I don't play by the rules, nor do I get them fixed by the rules. That's when you pay an actual licensed fixer, contractor, whatever the word is. There's a word for the people who are good at that. That's why I'm not qualified, because I don't even know the word of the person who is. Doesn't that suck, like when you're trying to look something up, or look up some help, and you don't even know, you're so out of the loop, you don't even know what to look up. That's just a peek inside my regular daily activity life. But yeah, that 3 chord should have that minor 7. Remember, what was the one thing you're supposed to take from this? This minor 7 chord voicing. I mean, impress your friends. Guys, come on. Maybe I'll even make this the thumbnail. What? Minor 7 chord voicing. You'll rarely see that. Only the finest, most distinguished ladies and gentlemen out there will use this one. And then flip that into a minor or major 9 chord. Come on, you've just won. Guitar playing instantly fixed in just a few short minutes of just hanging out with your old pal SD. So thank you for watching this lesson. Thank you to D'Angelico for sending me this guitar. Thank you to you out there for signing up for my Patreon as a monetary financial thank you for all the videos that I put out free of charge and all the entertainment that you're reaping. And if you feel bad because you haven't signed up for the Patreon, then you probably should. You probably should feel bad because, you know, you're just sucking all the life out of the creators out there and giving nothing back in return. Just kidding. This is my new thing. This is my new thing where I just make fun of people on camera. I don't really mean it. I love you. You don't have to sign up for the Patreon, but I love you even more if you do. So thanks for checking it out. If you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comment section, Instagram, Twitter, or the website. I'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks a lot.